Hi, so we're here at American Bounty today, and we're just going to interview Chef Mullooly, just ask him a few questions. So, Chef Mullooly. Chef, how are you?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello. Hello, everybody in St. Andrews. How are we doing?
How are you doing today, Chef?
So far, so good, but you know, the day's just beginning. Anything can happen.
Good, good. Well, just a few questions for you. We're doing our project on From Farm to Table, just kind of discussing the concept and what do you really think about it? So our first question is, what's the first thing that really comes to your mind when you hear the phrase From Farm to Table?
First thing that comes to mind when I think farm to table, I think fresh. I really do. I think I see like bright, vibrant basil and tomatoes and really seasonal, perfectly ripe peaches. Farm to table. I think of utilization. I do. I really think of like total utilization of an entire animal being used from head to toe in many different fashions. Farm to table.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you guys think of farm to table? What do you think? What comes to your mind when you think farm to table?
Seasonable, sustainable, and really like use out everything we have. What else do you think?
I mean, farm to table, I think of, going out, walking out in the garden and picking that, fresh, or getting to know your purveyors and, going right to that farm and getting that fresh, local, seasonal, cooking and using what's in season,
Stopping off at the market on the way to the restaurant and picking what you need and developing a menu from what's available at the market, from the farm. So if the melons aren't ready, we're not going to have melon on the menu today. So we need to be able to change the menu. That concept is something that you need the availability of a farmer's market and a farm and the availability to be able to go and pick it up as well.
Is this concept important to you as a chef in your cooking?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a big. The concept of farm to table is important to me. As far as freshness goes, as far as our integrity behind the food, and knowing where it comes from, who grew it, how it was grown, who picked it. You might have relationships with this that makes you cook differently, makes you think about food differently when you pick it from the farm. If you're standing in a farm field of Brussels sprouts and broccoli and you've picked them yourselves and you put it in the case yourself and you put it in the back of your truck yourself and you drove it to the restaurant, you're going to make sure that you don't overcook it. You're going to make sure that you don't over-season it. You're going to treat it and look at it differently as if, as opposed to if you just bought it and it came off of a truck from New York City and you don't know where it came from or how it got there. I think you have more respect for food. So the concept is important to me, absolutely.
Do you agree with the concept in your restaurant, or do you have a chance? Will you make a farm to table menu?
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely agree with it. It has its place, meaning that there's not always availability to be able to pick up what you want and to be able to drive your menu in a direction of 100% farm to table concepts. You might want to have olives on your menu. You might be married to a dish that has olives in the ingredients. You want that. You want that, so buy them. Add it to it, but maybe the eggplant came from the North Fork of Long Island, or it came from the Hudson Valley.
Is it hard as a chef to execute the idea of buying locally on a menu when you're creating a menu?
It's a challenge. It is. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to stay true to the theme of buying locally, especially the Hudson Valley is a prime example. The middle of January, the beginning of February, prime example of, it's a challenge. You can get still your eggs, your poultry, your beef, your milk, your cheese. You can get your preservation items and that can be driven around, and you can build your menu around those items. But you're still going to most likely be buying greens from California, spinach from California. We're there. There are farms that are doing hothouse and enclosed vessels to be able to grow greens. But it's a relationship that you need to have with those farmers. We buy a lot of food at the culinary, and some of these farmers aren't built for the type of volume that we would be geared to, used to buying it. So it's a challenge. I think in the end of September, August, and October, you're having unbelievable amounts of fresh produce, milk, dairy, cheese, eggs, all your protein. You can run 100% menu, farm to table, local Hudson Valley, in those months. So you probably get in the Hudson Valley, I think you got maybe 4 months of an opportunity to be able to run 100% like that. Otherwise, you have to go to preservation. You have to do a lot of curing and brining and drying and freezing. And you can still say to the best of your ability that these items are from the Hudson Valley, but it was frozen, and we made a puree out of it. And it was brined and cured and dried, but it is from the Hudson Valley.
Right. Absolutely. Well, that's all we had for you, Chef.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, all positions.
I want like 5 more questions. I can keep going. Do any of you have questions for me? Oh wait, you can see me
Questions
now.
from the audience.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
guys.
Chef.
Absolutely, we
Good.
really
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much.
Thank you so much.